Yo, what's up with it, y'all? It's JD and I'm back with another quick video. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys 7 reasons why you should train 7 days per week. So I have 7 reasons to train every day. But before we get into the video, if you guys are interested in fitness, health, travel, overall growth content, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you can get updated every time I drop new content. But let's get back into the video. So a popular opinion in the fitness and health industry is that having a full day's rest or even multiple days rest is going to be optimal for muscle building, recovery, longevity. And in all reality, that's actually just an opinion, but a lot of times it's misrepresented as a fact. Taking days off from training and recovery are not mutually exclusive. You don't need to have full days rest in order for your body to recover. Everybody's body recovers at different rates and different speeds. And there's also multiple ways to actually speed up recovery time. Another factor to keep in mind is the fact that our body is very adaptable and it can adapt over time to, different training frequency, different training volume, and different training styles. So let's get into the list of the 7 reasons why you should train 7 days per week. And number 1 on the list, and this is not in any particular order, is that you're just going to get more training volume. So when I say more training volume, it doesn't mean that you're going to be, working yourself until failure every single day, because I think that's a misconception that a lot of people have going into their fitness journey, is that they need to work themselves to the point where they can't work anymore. That's not really what the 7 days per week mindset is about. That's not what the 7 days per week method is about. But let's make an example here. So let's just talk about pull-ups, for instance. If you do 4 sets of 10 pull-ups 7 days per week, opposed to doing 5 sets of 10 pull-ups 5 days per week, you're going to get more volume out of that 4 sets of 10. And you're probably not going to work yourself until failure. Now, obviously, there's different levels of difficulty in all these movements depending on where you're at in your fitness journey, but this is just an example of playing around with some numbers. And that even if you do less per day, over a week span, you're going to end up having more volume, more reps, more sets. And over a year span, it's going to compound and you're going to have a huge gap between the person who does 5 sets of 10 pull-ups 5 days per week and the person who does 4 sets of 10 pull-ups 7 days per week. So number 2 on the list is going to be competitive edge and speeding up your learning curve. So no matter what field you're in, whether this is fitness, whether this is computer programming, video editing, the more sets and the more reps, the more practice that you put into something, the better that you're going to get at it, the more proficient you're going to be, and the more confidence that you're going to have in your skill. So what I've noticed specifically through my journey of this 7 days per week method is that it speeds up the time frame. As a matter of fact, it can almost cut the time frame in half that it takes to develop specific skills. Now in calisthenics, this might be, doing a muscle up, or it could be, the time that it takes to learn a handstand. Or in video editing, it might be the time that it takes to get proficient at creating a quality video that you want to post on YouTube. So keep in mind that, the 7 days per week method isn't just something that you're going to want to add into your training philosophy, but it's something that you add into life. Any skill that you're trying to get good at, any field that you're trying to crack into, implement the 7 days per week method and see, what your progress is. And I guarantee you that it's going to basically speed up your learning curve substantially. Number 3 on the list is going to be the power of habit. Training 7 days per week instills a habit that's pretty much etched in stone. When you've been training 7 days per week for, a substantial amount of time, taking an off day feels foreign and it almost feels just flat out wrong. There's a certain momentum that you actually build up when you're training 7 days per week. And when you take that off day, it almost like stops the momentum right in its tracks. And one thing that we all know about momentum is that once you put it to a halt, it's harder to get that momentum built up to the same speed that it was at before. And to put another twist on it, when you think about, the way a lot of people take rest days when it comes down to their fitness and health journey, a lot of times rest days are also the same days that people tend to have cheat meals or maybe go out to bars and go out to drink. And a lot of times it's even more difficult to build that momentum back after you actually damage your body. It's kind of ironic that people kind of equate rest days with cheat meals and going out, hanging out with friends, because the time that you were taking off that you were supposed to be letting your body repair, you're actually putting poison and toxins into your body. So number 4 on the list is going to be greasing the groove. So what greasing the groove is the practice of getting sets and reps in throughout the day. Basically what it is you might get a few sets in early in the day and then you take a few hours off and the body actually recovers within those few hours, and then you're ready to get some more fresh sets in later on in the day. You might do, maybe 3 or 4 workouts in a day opposed to doing just one long workout in a day. Greasing the groove is actually the perfect method for busy professionals. Honestly, when it comes down to the clients that I train one-on-one online, most of them are actually busy professionals. They're either busy professionals, they're family people, and they just don't really have that much time in general. So what I always recommend is that, hey, do a little bit in the morning time, do a little bit maybe at lunchtime if you can take a break from work, do a little bit after work, and do a little bit before you go to sleep. And that way you're kind of not stretching yourself out too thin by taking up maybe an hour and a half of your day just getting one really intense workout in. Also, guys, I'm going to take this time to offer you guys my services, and you guys can train with me one-on-one. Go to my website, that's Travelsthenix.com. You guys can either work with me with the one-on-one coaching where I can teach you guys calisthenics or just overall advice on getting in the best shape of your life, or you guys can scoop up one of my custom programs, or you guys can scoop up one of the programs that I already have on my website. I have an 8-week program for beginners, and I also have a 12-week program for people who are at more of an intermediate level in terms of their athleticism and their workout journey. So number 5 on the list is going to be faster recovery times. So what most people think about when the 7 days per week method is brought up is that there's far less recovery with this method. The contrary is actually true. Human beings are built to adapt mentally and physically. The human body can adjust to different climates when we're traveling, and it can also adjust to different training volumes, different training methods, and different training frequencies. If you increase the volume, difficulty, and frequency over time, the body is going to be more resilient and it's going to be able to handle a higher workload. Back in the days of some of our fathers, grandfathers' childhoods, there was no such thing as a 5-day work week. You worked until you could provide. And honestly, a lot of people still have this mentality nowadays. There's a lot of people who are working 2 or 3 jobs. Our ancestors also had to hunt and roam until they could find food and shelter. The fact of the matter is that when it comes down to hunting for food and for your livelihood and finding places to, rest your head, there's no such thing as taking a day off from that. Because if you do take a day off from that, you might not survive. And everybody knows when it comes down to the wilderness, it's a survival of the fittest. So at the end of the day, 7 days per week mindset is going to help you in terms of your mental and your physical recovery. Number 6 on the list is going to be the mental advantage, feeling mentally stronger. The mental advantage is going to be the confidence that's built through more volume. The more repetitions that you get, the more practice that you put in, the more confident that we become. I always think about this when it comes down to, NBA players who relish the moment of taking last second shots. People like Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. The reason why they're so comfortable and the reason why they're so confident when it comes down to taking these last second shots is because they put in so many reps, so many hours of practice that it just feels second nature to them at that point. When you're in that 7 days per week groove, the body is just going to reward you with personal records or personal bests or unlocking new movements. The body is going to know that these movements and these movement patterns and the strength that you're building up is pretty much second nature. So it's naturally going to take you to the next level. Number 7 on the list is going to be communicating with your body. You might be wondering, what is communicating with your body? A lot of you guys know that we can communicate with our subconscious mind through verbal, visual, and written messaging. A lot of times we communicate with our subconscious mind through daily meditation. The same principles hold true when it comes down to communicating with our body. Giving it daily reminders that building strength, improving skills like the front lever or shooting 3-pointers is extremely important. So important that we do it every single day and often multiple times per day. The body and the mind respond to these consistent reminders and eventually give us what we're looking to manifest. All right, so here's a few of my final thoughts to the video and why you should be training 7 days per week, or why I think it's important for us to at least implement this 7 days per week mindset in areas of our life that are extremely important to us. One thing I want to make abundantly clear before ending this video is that the 7 days per week method can be implemented in a multitude of ways. Greasing the groove workouts, intense longer sessions, or just doing light workouts every day. I'd recommend to beginners that you start off lighter. You start off with a little bit less volume, and that you incrementally increase the volume, incrementally increase the difficulty to your workouts that you're doing in this 7 days per week method. One thing that I'm a strong believer of is the fact that we should be trying to get 1% better every single day. And honestly, 1% better is actually a huge amount of improvement to be making every single day. So, if we can just get a little bit better every single day, our body can adjust and adapt a little bit more every single day to this 7 days per week method. Eventually, you're going to get to the point where the volume and, the difficulties of your workouts is going to be through the roof. And the gains and the progress that you're going to be making is going to be phenomenal. Anyways, guys, that's it for 7 reasons why you should be training 7 days per week. If you guys want to add anything in the comment section, that would be greatly appreciated. The more comments that you guys leave, the more my videos and my channel will hit the algorithm. Anyways, guys, again, if you guys are interested in training with me or scooping up one of my programs, go to Travelsthenix.com. You can book a consultation with me as well, or you guys can scoop up one of my custom programs or some merchandise that I have available on the website as well. I just dropped a bunch of different merchandise, so check out my store that I have on my website. Hope everybody's having a great day out there. I'll holler at you guys later. Peace.